What's up with your boy, Ari Da Kid, man? The Heartbreak Kid himself, owner of the Sorry Not Sorry show. You are here right now with real life street stars. All right, make sure y'all subscribe now. Tap in. You ain't doing shit anyway. You're scrolling. You ain't showing no love. Tap the fuck in, man. Stop playing with us, man. Let's go crazy.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Everybody start clapping right now. Special guest in the building. Sorry, what's going on, brother?
I like that.
Yeah, you know, we try to make everybody feel
I
special.
like that.
Man, we finna go all the way through there. Before we get started, though, just a personal question for me. How you get this name, bro?
That's my real name.
That's your real
Sorry,
name?
First and middle.
Okay, that's very unique.
My mom gave me that name.
Man, say, that's very unique. My name is Dion, not that unique, but, you know. So, you know, so tell me what it's like when you introduce some, you know, meet somebody. Like do they get you like or you think you special? Because they gotta be like, that's your nickname.
What, my name?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think my name would stand out. I mean, when you say both of them together, the first and the middle, my first name is just Sal.
Okay.
But I like when girls say both the names together.
Yeah, they would be able to say it no other way. I wouldn't even acknowledge them if they didn't say the other,
Yeah,
the middle name.
I like the person in the middle for sure.
Man, you know, before we get into that, that's the show. You're an artist as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we like to get a little background before we get into all the good shit, man. How did you get into the music?
Music? Yeah. I mean, from the jump, I feel like my brother was trying to do music. It was like making beats and rapping and shit like that. And then I just kind of wanted to be like him a little bit. He was like a big fan of the Wu-Tang Clan. And just trying to emulate everything RZA was doing. I think I just kind of was following their path at that point.
Was you in a group at first? Like, you know, like, these my brothers, man. We grew up together. We rapped together.
Yeah.
Did all everything. You know how you young and you in the game, you just trying to come up.
I think any nigga that wasn't in the group, you wasn't like really outside doing this shit for real. Like we all naturally had like some type of group. Not saying like a boy band type shit, but like, yeah, you had your crew and everybody, even the niggas that couldn't rap was trying to rap.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You had somebody that probably was a little bit the best. But yeah, I came out with a couple crews and shit, but I always did my own thing. Just trying to, I didn't really become an artist till later though. Like I just always was writing, but I had started learning how to make beats and all type of shit, play the keyboard and everything. So I was doing a lot.
Do you remember the first DAW you used to make a beat? Like the first time I remember making a beat, man, I was in like high school and if Fruity Loops had came out and niggas was just on that Fruity Loops wave. What was the first DAW you used?
My first beat it was a Yamaha keyboard.
Okay.
It was cheap. Like I used the sounds that came on the keyboard.
Yeah.
But that's how I learned how to play stuff before I even got to Fruity Loops. And then when Fruity Loops became a thing, remember, I don't know if you remember, it was a time where Fruity Loops was actually like a bad thing.
Yeah, niggas didn't like the sound.
Like niggas used to be like,
it was Reason at first. If niggas
niggas
loved Reason.
used to be like, well, your beat sound like you made it on Fruity Loops. If it wasn't on like an MPC XL or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then somebody switched it over where they learned how to import and sequence on Fruity Loops to where it damn near sound like you on a beat machine. And so I went through all of that shit though, but my beats were bad at that moment though. Yeah. I was trying to I think actually the first person to sit me down and let me know that my drums was terrible was Brian Michael Cox.
I was gonna ask you about him in a second, because that's crazy that you.
He was the first person to say, your drums don't sound good. I didn't know, because I'm outside just selling beats and everybody outside, they don't know. So they're like, oh, this shit hard. He was like, your drums got to get better. He put me onto a program called Battery 3. So I started learning how to sequence that a little bit better. And but he gave me my first pub deal. So that I actually got my first 50 grand into the industry with a beat CD. I had like 21 beats. I brought a beat CD of 21 beats to Doppler Studios over there for North Druid Hills.
Yeah.
He signed me off of a CD with scratches on it.
So I was gonna ask you about that. You know, Brian Michael Cox is one of my favorite producers ever. And I don't know, maybe it was the Making the Band show or whatever it was, where I got to kind of like really tap in and start learning what he did.
Yeah.
But when you get somebody like Brian Michael Cox that recognizes your talent, how does that make you feel? Especially you coming up in the game to start there, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I was young at the time too, so it was dope. It was dope to even get some advice from him, get around him, see him touch the keys a little bit. It was very inspirational, you know what I'm saying? But even then, like, you still gotta put your work in. You know what I mean? Motherfucker ain't finna show you everything. It's things that he learned on the key. He could probably read music and play. I don't play like that. I mean, my shit is kind of like off the eye. So, but nah, it was inspiring for me because that to me was my introduction to the game. You know what I mean? That was the first person to say, you know what, I'm gonna get you into the game. It was a tough deal because back then that was like them fucking weird deals, man, where they hard to get out. Those type of pub deals. But I appreciate that. That was back when they were just throwing 50,000 to damn near anybody. Like you could get a pub deal like real quick off of nothing for no place. I had no placements. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate me and him still, he just called me the other day. Yeah. Me and him still keep in contact though, for sure. Listen, man, we're at the midway point of the episode. If you're watching right now, stop what you're doing. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. You're not that busy. You're not being on task like your teachers used to teach you. Stop, slow down. Subscribe to the show. We need you.
What do you think gets you in your bag more, in the production or the artistry?
I'm a writer. I'm a songwriter. Like I could produce. I could still produce without touching nothing. But it's like it's a lot of people better than me at doing that. There ain't a lot of people better than me in the studio.
So when you write something for either yourself or another individual, how much information do you need?
It's a good fucking question. Unfortunately, bro, these niggas don't give you no information. Like, bro, that shit's terrible. Like, in my personal opinion, I'm gonna give you some game somebody gave me. I really don't give a fuck about the information. Just some of it is key to vibe with the person a little bit. But I don't even like doing that no more. My biggest placements came from a song that was just about me. It had nothing to do with, like, I remember when I did the placement with Travis Scott and Bryson, the First Take joint, that was my song, right? It just took my shit off and reset it, you know what I mean? But it was like when it came out, that was when Travis had first got with Kylie Jenner. So a lot of people was acting like he was talking about her.
Oh, shit.
When all in all, like, that shit was about my shit going on, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just depends. But also, I've made that mistake before, feeling like I did need information. So one of my most pivotal writing camps, I went to Akon writing camp. He had a writing camp in Orlando at this house where they used to artists develop like all the boy bands and like Britney Spears and shit. This is a house, like big ass mansion, pool, full court basketball court, chef, bowling alley, all in the house. And they had like 20 people in there. And we all went over there for 2 weeks. And I'm talking about, it was lit. Like before everybody was even doing anything. Me, K Camp, Mary Mariba, she signed Nicole, Verse Simmons, Sick Penny, Louis Sky, D Brown, who was Lucky Day Now, Gemini, who was Royce, who A&R was over there with Jack Harlow and them. It was like a hit house. You know what I'm saying? Right. Asia Bryant, she's now ACN now. And I remember Devon Stevens had all of us recording, and we could only report our songs to JR and Amber. We couldn't give it straight to Akon and Devon, right? So they would have these meetings in a room, and then they would come out and talk to us in the kitchen. So Devon, so at this time, everybody that's writing is trying to sound like Akon. You see what I'm saying? Huh? Oh, I'm not moving. Oh, hold on. How was it now? Yo. Yeah, it's fine. Yo, it's cool. I'm gonna just sit still. But what I was saying is the process was you couldn't give everything to him. So everybody that was writing, we was kind of rookies if you wasn't already in that big room. And so we always trying our best to emulate what we heard him doing. And so Devon, and this lesson helped me for the rest of my life songwriting, because he pulled us all into the room, was like, y'all don't like none of the shit I heard. And we was like, why? And he basically was just like, if we wanted Akon, we would have just sat here with Akon. And he basically was just telling us, do you, and if he like it, he'll turn it into him. And that was the best shit I ever heard. Because now, when I go to the camps, I really could give a fuck less if they choose it. You know what I mean? Like some of my biggest songs, like on my Toxic Heartbreak album, I had a song on there. I got a song on there called Used to Lames. I cut that at fucking QC for City Girls. They ain't choose it. So I got in touch with the producer that was there, and I took that motherfucker. I snuck that bitch, because my engineer that mixed me was actually the main engineer for that writing camp named Ikey Boy. So I went and got my session and took it and put that motherfucker out. And, you know what I'm saying? That shit streamed crazy. It ain't a hit, but it go crazy on my album. You know what I mean? So about that also made me feel better because it was like songs I was cutting to sound like another motherfucker, and now I can't use it when they don't want it.
Right.
And so that definitely helps. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's crazy because I've been around, you know, in LA, and I've seen how the writer will come in with the producer and really put in some work, knock out a crazy song, and then the big name artist will come in and just do it and just kind of just take it. Do you think that's why the game is as fucked up as it is now? It's like we think in our minds this is coming from the artist, but a lot of times it ain't.
It is not.
So do you think that's where we're kind of losing the connection with the artist? Because I feel like some of the music ain't sticking. Like when you hear your music, you could tell, oh, that boy penned that.
Yeah.
But now it's like some of these songs we don't even know no more. And it feels kind of, it's fire, but it's like you can tell it don't connect with the actual artist sometimes. You know
because they don't respect the creator, bro. This shit it's so bad. It's like the creative process of something is so important. So I feel like if all of us was they'll put all of us in one room at a writing camp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll put all of us in a room, and then let's say the artist is fucking, I don't know, say the artist is Beyonce, Chris Brown. They'll be on vacation somewhere. And it's like, I don't really know what you want to hear, but I'm supposed to trust the A&R that you got in here. So now you gotta look at the process. It's like Hunger Games. All of us, I might have just met you. So it's like, I'm trying to write, but you got a part that you came up with your part first. So now you in the booth. So now the beat not even looping for me no more. Now I gotta wait and see what you created. Now I gotta fill in your part. I might not fill your part. You know what I'm saying? You might not like my part. It's like little shit. It's like, you know what I mean? And then like, they ain't feeding us. We in here all day. You dig what I'm saying? And then it's like, so now we gotta hope that song works off the beats that they chose. Then we gotta hope the A&R selects it. Once the A&R select it, they gotta send it over to the team, and then the artist gotta like it. Now the artist, after he hear, oh, I like this song, then they gotta cut it correctly. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't. Once they cut it correctly, it goes into a pot of 100 something songs. Then you also gotta hope that they select that song. Then after they select it, you got hoping they select it as a single. It's like, bro, what that sound like to you? The lottery, right?
Yeah, that sound like the fucking.
It's like the lottery, don't it?
It's crazy, bro.
It's like the lottery, don't it?
Yeah,
it's terrible. Yeah. And you gotta think, even after all of that, and I get a placement, I'm looking at my royalty check. I'm like, damn, I got about $3,500 in 3 months. I could have went to McDonald's. I could have sold some shit on the street and killed that for real. In a week, I could have made that in $3,500 if I'm outside on the corner or hustling to some shorties. So now I'm looking at it like this shit really a slap in the face for real. And so that's why I think it's messed up, bro. The creators we're not even treated right, bro. Like you might be in there slaving and he might have got the placement. But you've been in there, you might have put him on game. You might have taught him a thing or two, yo, do your voice like this, and he take that to the next room and use it. Now he got a placement and an award and you don't. But you've been there just as long as him. Why you ain't getting no award?
Oh, what about, man, I done seen this type of shit happen where it's a writing count, bro leave out the room, they cut him out the deal. They cut him out the percentage. Have you ever seen, what's like some of the grimiest things you've seen as far as when the writer gets either cut out or they don't get the percentage or they arguing splits and shit like that?
I mean, in writing camps, you really don't have control of the split. Somebody, the A&Rs and all them in the business of it chooses that. I think some of the grimiest shit to me is the games that they play on the back pay of when the label claims that a album is in the red. Because legally they could do that. They could tell you, yo, this artist is in the red, he hasn't recouped yet. They never gotta pay you until they admit that album recouped. But this nigga might be on a sold out stadium tour. I'm like, dude, y'all can't get that shit from the stadium? Like, y'all can't get this shit from the ticket sales? No, they're separate. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I did an album in 2017 and got paid for it last year.
That's wild.
Yeah. Like, that's how long this shit take though. Like, damn, like, oh, his album didn't recoup, man. We can't pay out yet. Like, that's cap. That's cap, bro.
That's crazy.
It's such a slave thing going on in there, bro, that you really can't. And then it's like the only way to really find out is auditing. You know how much that costs? You gotta have audit money. You know what I mean?
If you was to do an audit, how much money you think you?
Google it. Somebody Google it. No, auditing is crazy.
I remember Chamillionaire did an audit on his, and they owed him like $900,000.
See, but how much the audit cost?
Oh, he didn't say that part.
A lot.
Right.
A lot. An audit is expensive, bro. Niggas don't got audit money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you fuck around auditing that, all that shit ain't there. You know what I mean? But that shit tough, bro. I think every person with a label deal need to audit, period, though. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of legendary writers, you worked with Quinton Miller.
Yeah, for sure.
What was that experience like?
Especially coming off the whole.
Oh, that
He's
shit.
like the number one, quote unquote,
The
ghost
guy.
writer. Is what they, you know,
Yeah. I think Quinton has a real gift. Seeing it up close, I get it. You know what I'm saying? He has this unorthodox flow change that I really respect in the studio. You know what I mean? We kind of record the same, kind of like off the head a little bit and just kind of punching as we go. Quinton is very, very talented. He's very witty. He's very like, but it's a lot of them type of songwriters. You know, CJ Francis that I'm cool with, Saha the Prince, Verse Simmons.
Super cold.
You know, these guys, bro, I'm talking about elite with songwriting. I think Quinton has a niche because K-Camp too, super special in the studio. Very, very underrated. Quinton has a way to me, and I don't know if he can explain this to people when he writes. You learn songwriting. People think good songwriting is what you write. But good songwriting is what you write and when you choose to stop and when you decide to start again. And so what that does is the same line, but if I take a word out and pause, now you all of a sudden you think I came up with a new flow. He has that very well. He has that, like Quinton stops and starts on his own. I'm like, bro, why did you even stop the bar here? And he'll start a new one, or he'll say something and then like change it into a question and answer it at the end of that bar. It's like he has a very witty way of being like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think like I kind of feel like an example of that might be like Bossman D-Lo right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I like his tone.
Yeah, like
I like
in a
his
way
tone.
He just be like,
You make you want to crash together, nigga.
I like his tone of voice. I like his cadence. He got a good cadence.
why do you think that? Like, of course, being an artist and seeing like somebody be so talented and delivery wise, writing wise, they don't translate when it comes to actually, you know, when you put them in front of people.
What you mean?
Like,
Quinton Miller, for example. Like,
Okay.
the shit he writes for Drake, when Drake delivers it, it's fire. But his shit might not hit as hard as some of the people he writes for.
I will say this though. Quinton is super introverted though. He real introverted. He not really the nigga you gonna, in my opinion, he not really like, he not loud either though. I don't think I've ever seen the nigga curse in person. Just very peaceful, calm, laid back. Maybe that might, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really look at it that way. I look at it because I feel like when Drake came out, he seemed a little shy too.
yeah.
I mean, I think if Quinton got enough opportunity and that cocky ego that he really has, he don't really bring that to you out and about. Like if we took Quinton wherever y'all hood is out here, he wouldn't. I don't think he would fit in outside the way I would fit in outside.
Right, type shit, yeah.
Because he may not have the reps of being outside on the corner somewhere or outside of a nigga building where niggas get it cracking at. You know what I mean? He might not want to stand out there for a minute and politic or play ball with the niggas in the hood. Like, I'm into that. He kind of not with that, so it's like you're not gonna get a full version of him immediately. Right. He might be a little quiet and observe the room type of. There's a lot of dudes like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what it is. I think some of his shit would go. He got some records where I'm like, this shit fire.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's just the way that the whole situation played out, man. Like the way Meek and them attacked him and he got jumped at a store, and when Meek and Drake got cool, they pieced it up on stage, but nobody pulled Quinton on stage and said, yo, my bad for throwing all this on you and making you look like the bad guy and putting hands on you. That nigga don't want to fight. Yeah. Like, anybody know Quinton, bro, I don't even know how he got into the fight.
Type shit, yeah. Because
he not gonna say nothing. Now,
I feel like that situation was such an anomaly too.
Yeah, I don't even know how he got jumped. I'm not in their business, but I'm like, we all know we're not from the same place, but we know the rules where we from.
Right.
It's always that nigga that walk by in the hood where we like, he not really outside with us, but we never put hands on him. He not saying nothing to us.
Right.
But he just going home from work. You don't rob a nigga like that. You don't put hands, and if you do, it usually would be consequences. It would be an official nigga that'll knock you out for that.
Yeah.
So I never really understood how he got beat up at that Nike store. I don't get it.
It felt like to me, it just seemed more of more than him not being able to be successful on his own. It seemed more of like maybe a blackball type of thing. So that's why
I thought he should have got uplifted.
Right, exactly.
And in a moment when I thought he could have got a feature from somebody or something.
Nigga, yeah.
Yeah, I
bro,
thought
the hardest shit
I
was
was like,
playing
man,
out.
somebody gotta do a song with Quinton, man.
It was a weird time though, because I remember when all that was going on. I remember a song dropped with him and Travis Scott on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And then I remember Travis took it down. Like, you know what I mean? So it was this weird energy around that whole situation to where I don't feel like it was you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't really have his fair shot as an artist because of how it was that he was introduced. You know what I mean?
Quinton might get his moment though. He just gotta pop out a little bit more.
Now you know they threw you in the mix as being one of Drake's ghostwriters. I don't know if you've seen that.
I'm gonna tell you why that happened. I never wrote for Drake, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. That happened because I was known for writing for people a lot at the time.
Right.
And when the news aired out, me and Quinton, we already knew each other.
Got you.
We was already cool, and we was hitting each other up to work. And the first song that got put out was called "Man in My City."
I remember that.
Right when the news aired out, the first song that got put out was on the front of World Star, and so everybody took it as, oh, these are the two niggas, because we was popping shit on the song.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, you know, he from the other north side, northeast in Atlanta. I'm from northwest. I'm from Cobb. So when that news came out, he hadn't dropped nothing but my song. And so all the shit went out, and Vlad got to asking me, and it was like, but I mean, I'm not about to claim no shit I got nothing to do with.
But did that help or hurt? Because I'm not gonna lie, like when I found out Quinton Miller wrote for Drake, I actually went and started listening to his music and started fucking with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So did you catch a lot of new fans from that?
Probably a few, man. Maybe some. It was in the comments a little bit, but that ain't my thing, man. I like authentic shit that's real. Like, I'm not really with the goofy shit.
Yeah.
So I'll let that shit fade out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The music, I was gonna say, the music scene in Atlanta at that time was so crazy that it's like, if you was outside, you was already catching wind of like people like Psy and Quinton and like Wedding Crashers and whatnot at the department store in Edgewood, and you was seeing them at open mic. You could feel the energy that it was like something specific and something special was happening at the time. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, y'all don't know that Quinton was in a group. Yeah, with Cool as Mac.
Yeah.
With Cool as Mac. I like Cool as Mac style too. Called Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, fire.
Like niggas don't even know that. Like, it was all about the Drake. Another thing Quinton did was, remember when it was going down, he wasn't talking to nobody.
Yeah.
He should have been taking all that shit.
Yeah.
He should have came out here, hit ASAP and Taylor, and got it cracking.
It was like when keeping
and
it
hit
real
every
goes
city
wrong.
the same way. He was trying to play it like, nah, I don't want to do too much. Like, nah, nigga, this your moment.
Yeah. Most.
Hey.
Is Drake really colonizing Atlanta? Is that a real thing?
I don't look at that shit like that. I mean, but then again, I don't categorize stuff in nothing negative.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if Kendrick feel that way, that's how he feel. You know what I mean? That ain't
What
my
did y'all
business.
think about that battle? How did y'all take that?
And I want to preface this because, and we're gonna get into your podcast. You actually had a discussion about this on your podcast, and you actually brought somebody on there who was a real MC, and he broke down the whole MC. And so I know you're an MC. We're gonna get into that also. So I do want to know, what is your mind frame on you being an actual writer? I know you look at the game just a little bit different than other people would because you're a student of the game. So how do you take it, this whole battle?
I thought it was fire. I thought it probably was the biggest, I ain't gonna say the best battle, but I say the biggest moment of battle, of battling in hip hop. I think it was the biggest moment. Like, I think it like stopped the world, bro. Like, I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. I enjoyed it though. I wish Cole could have went a little longer.
Bro,
I
that's
wish
the
Cole
battle
could have went
I
a little
was.
longer. I had Cole as the best, I say MC, even though I'm a fan of all three of them.
Right.
All of them super fire. I thought Cole would have won on the bars. But Kendrick played it on the culture. He won on the hits. He played the angles a little bit better. He kind of forced Drake to respond to his allegations, but he never responded to Drake's allegations.
Right.
That was kind of crazy. I mean, the ranking I had, I thought was gonna be the wins. I judged Cole being first,
Right.
then Drake, then Kendrick, all close edges. But it ended up being Kendrick kind of up.
Tell me about this is what I want to specifically know, right? The Family Matters drops. Fire. Niggas is like, oh shit, then he steps on it.
I like him.
He steps on it immediately with the Meet the Grams and then doubles back with Not Like Us.
He out back to back, Mr. Back to Back.
Crazy.
Like he what?
Euphoria. But Euphoria, that was
Euphoria
like
was solid too.
That was the
I
good.
mean, I was proud of Kendrick. I just like
I like this shit.
I like
Euphoria
this
was my
scene.
favorite
That
joint
was my
from
favorite
Kendrick.
one. It's really my favorite one because the Twitter the Twitter started breaking shit down. I don't even know if it's accurate. They start putting shit together. I'm like,
Yeah,
nigga,
Euphoria the best riding joint, but the hit. I mean, let's not forget the shit with Future, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like he got that shit. Then he got Not Like Us. I mean,
that made you respond not like just that. Fuck the big three, nigga. It's just Big Me. That would have made you respond like that. Cause them niggas really jumped out the window on a.
No, I like that though, cause the big three thing is still kind of a safety net. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, even if I'm with my homies, a lot of people don't look at it like this, but it's like, if we are MCs in here, and then somebody come in here and be like, oh, y'all the most talented in the city, right? Say somebody, me personally, I'm gonna be like, I'm better than these niggas while you sitting here. Right. So when he did that, that's how I took it as an MC. I'm like, I like that. Cause I do that with my man Rap. You know what I'm saying? Like every time motherfuckers get to telling me and this, and I'm like, I cooked them on the last joint, didn't I?
No.
See? See? So that's how I took it. I didn't hear no name calling. Like he kind of played it. Yeah. So I feel like it didn't really, I feel like it probably didn't have to go personal, but they took it there anyway.
Yeah. I feel like that energy had built in that direction for so long that like, I feel like it was at the point where like I feel like they had both been waiting for years, specifically Drake and Kendrick for like, it was like Pinky and Next Friday or whatever, like just say my, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were just waiting for like, who's gonna really jump off the porch with it. And I feel like everybody was, at the time when Like That or whatever dropped with Future, everybody was saying they wanted to hear Cole, they wanted to hear Cole, they wanted to hear Cole. But I feel like, you know, I think Drake just felt like he had to take it there. You know what I'm saying? I
like it though. It's in the music, bro. I like no one got shot. You know what I'm saying? But I like, huh?
Got shot at.
What happened?
Niggas got shot at.
Who got shot?
The security guard.
Was that because of that though? Was that because of that?
I don't know, but we
Huh?
don't say. We don't know.
Or the raw shit kind of when he got punched?
I don't know.
I ain't mad. No, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm not saying advocating violence, but I'm never mad at somebody getting hit every now and then. I'm not saying Ross should have got hit. I'm saying I wouldn't have been mad if he punched the Canadian nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with a little tussle real quick. If two men can't come to an agreement face to face and y'all throw hands, I ain't mad at that.
Now, you know, we gotta get to you, man, because you're an anomaly, bro. You like really good at R&B and singing, and I feel like even better at rapping.
Appreciate it, bro.
Like, I'm trying to figure out, was you one of them niggas like they just knew how to do everything? You know, so the one nigga in the hood that can play football, basketball, golf,
Bo Jackson type shit.
Like, goddamn, nigga, you gonna save some talent for, you know what I'm saying? Can you do everything? Was you just one of them kids that just grew up?
Nah, I think that early it was just I loved rapping and competing with rapping. So it started with writing, and then I was telling people like I got so good at rapping, I was finishing my verse so fast on things that I became the hook nigga in the studio. So you know back when studios wasn't as accessible, sometimes you might have that chick in the hood that sing that half of us is fucking.
That y'all don't never give publishing to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Taylor. Yeah, she don't get paid for nothing. Like two of us done hit. She got 4 kids, but she got a good voice and she go to church on Sunday with grandma. You know what I mean? But it's like sometimes when that chick wasn't even accessible, I was like, somebody got to do the hook. So I started doing that. I started just doing the hooks. And then I started like, I was a big fan of like DMX and 50 and all of them and like the Locks. Like they always had one joint for the girls. Jay-Z would do it a lot. It would always be like one joint for the females. So I started taking that blueprint. I'm like, damn, every rap joint got like something for the girls. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not waiting for this girl to come sing this hook. I'm about to do it. Yeah. And so I started doing that. Once I started doing that, I had learned, one of my biggest lessons I learned was from Boo, Akon brother.
Oh yeah.
Akon brother taught me one of the biggest lessons ever in the studio. I was in the A-room at Music Box with him and Amber. I had this song called Popular with K-Camp, doing pretty good now. It was my first song in the club I ever got played in the club without me being there, right? They was playing, he heard about it. So he called me and was like, yo, I heard you finally got a joint moving. You know what I'm saying? Let's sit down. So I ended up playing him the joint, but I already had a mixtape. And so on this mixtape, that was the only song that sounded like that. All the other songs, I'm just rapping. So he had a mixtape. He like, I don't like this shit for real. Like, you all over the place, nigga. You sound bipolar. Like, I want to hear you like this, and you trying to tell me about the shit you going through with your family and shit. I don't want to hear about your family, nigga. I want to dance in the club. And so that bothered me. And I ended up putting the tape out anyway. And then I was like, you know what? Let me take his advice. Let me try to sound melodic on every single song, right? And then I did this mixtape called The Heartbreak Kid. Changed my life, bro. I did this song called Commitment with Young Land on the track. And I'm on Twitter one day and I'm like, why the fuck people keep putting my name? Like, I didn't even know what was going on. I'm like, I just put the mixtape out on live mixtapes. Just before streaming was even what it was. That shit was everywhere. It was on every R&B mixtape. I didn't even hit none of the DJs or nothing. Never blasted it. I mixed it myself.
Good when it's organic, bro.
Yeah, like it was like all the girls was just posting it on Twitter. You know, this was before Instagram was even what it was. And so that happened. Now I'm like, you know what? Let me do a whole album like this. And I ended up having TLC. I tried to give TLC to like all the people. They all told me that song was too slow. I had the trap drums over some R&B shit. That wasn't a thing yet. There was no Bryson yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There wasn't no trap soul. And so I ended up doing this album called Before the Heartbreak, and that changed my life. And I met Bryson because me and K Camp did Slumlords. We did a mixtape called Slumlords when Camp first took off.
I remember that.
He had Cut Her Off, he had Money Baby, he had Your Hoe Will Get Slayed. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you remember the Joker, the Joker from Mississippi, he was breaking a lot of records on iTunes. So we formed this group called Slumlords. Me, him, Marissa, Joker, and K Camp. And Joker had this nigga named Meezy, not 21 Savage Meezy. Another nigga named Meezy from Mississippi. And they was some of the people that was in touch with Bryson first. And he reached out and was like, yo, this artist is a big fan of your shit, bro. He doing decent on SoundCloud. You know, just tap in with him. And he connected us on Twitter. And he was like, yo, I'd love to do some work with you. We did another record first. And he was like, nah, I don't even want to do this type of joint. I want to do an R&B joint. And we ended up doing Priorities. He was in his living room. I was in my fucking kitchen at a girl's house. And that record, and that's where I kind of started changing my albums, where everything was cohesive and everything kind of sounded the same. But Boo made me do that. Now all my albums blend like that. Yeah. I never do that bipolar shit again.
Right, and I noticed that. But the thing that stood out to me is like, damn, you really good at rapping though, nigga. Like, man, you got a song right now, bro. And you know it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Yeah. And you got a song called "Do Black Men Need Therapy," right? And the crazy part is when I got the call to do the interview, right? My girl played me the song. She already knew the song, like she's a fan. Okay. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So I'm, I put this shit on, like that, bro. You say my uncle used to move drugs in the cold, but he also said he used as much drugs as he sold. My pop's father never told him he loved him. That anger passed down through generations, holding these grudges. I was like, God. Like, you can feel that shit, you know what I'm saying? Story. So I'm sitting here like, damn, nigga can rap, bro. Like, do you feel like if you just was like, man, I'm gonna just really just exert myself in this area, you could be known as one of the best lyricists out there? Yeah. Do you feel like that? Because I feel like you're underrated now that I'm just going through your actual rap music. I do. But that's a good question though. I'm also glad that I did not just rap and do the other stuff. For sure. To be transparent with you, I peaked at all that Pandora streaming and as an independent artist, like all the little shit I was doing, I was being charted as the only independent artist for certain numbers streaming wise for a long time, you know what I mean? But it was for my R&B shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I got on tour with Black. That's how I got on tour with Eric Bellinger. Like I wasn't an opening nigga, I came out right after them, you know what I'm saying? And so those things, at that time to be the rapper that I wanted to be, I needed to financially be able to make certain type of income in music. So I focused on that first. That's why I went to the music side. There was a year where I had like Jadakiss and Benny the Butcher and Banks and them telling me like, yo, nigga, you one of us. Like, we need you to rap. Like, Benny really was the one. When he came to my concert in Atlanta without me asking him to do it, that kind of, I think I came to and I was like, bro, I think I got to stop singing for a minute. Yeah, because he was like, yo, nigga, you really want to, he came backstage like, nigga, you one of us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to Raekwon, I'm talking to all these niggas, like, nigga, Fabulous. Like, I'm on a FaceTime with Fab, like, during the whole Kendrick and Drake battle. Like, he hit me at, Sal, what you think of the round two? Like, he calling me. I'm telling niggas, like, hold on, I'll get back to you. I'm saying, I'm talking to, like, my top niggas I grew up off. You know what I mean? And so once I saw that I did have those impact with the legends, I was like, I'm actually gonna take time to put the melody shit down for a minute. If I gotta do my hooks here and there, I will, but it is, you're right, bro. I know I'm special in that realm. Like, I know
I know it's where like, you know, Saha finishing this album, he did me like, yo, I need you to hear the album before I put it out. Like, I know why that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know all of these things. And a lot of the people that's on now, like it's a lot of the MCs that's coming up under Cole and shit. Like I knew Jid and Earth Gang way beforehand. Like we been had records in. Like I was one of the first niggas I felt like they had a wave in Atlanta that was doing shit with Jid, that was putting him on my shit because I knew he was special. I was like, this nigga sound like an Atlanta Kendrick. I always said that. Like he had the performance, like that nigga's super special. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he was doing mixes, nigga, with this many people in the crowd. You know what I mean? At my manager mixer, the first shit he was performing at. Thanks. And I was like, it's something about that little nigga, man. That nigga rapping like it's 1,000 people out here. Like he was just special. I was like, yo, bro, come jump on this shit real quick. I was always doing that. You know what I mean? And so, and I've sparred with all of them, you know what I mean? And so it's like, when you get the words from the greats and they tell you, when Jadakiss is like, you meet the GOAT niggas and they like, yo, I've been watching you, my nigga. Like, he told me my whole deal situation. I didn't even know he knew. T.I. DMing me the shit I did the shit with T.I. for free. Just cause he DM'd me. Like, yo, we gotta work. Like, fly to LA. I'm like, nigga, I'm out here. I wasn't out there. Yeah. I lied. I lied. He was like, nigga, we in the studio Monday. You in LA? I was like, yeah, nigga, we here. I was not there. I lied my ass off and I booked that shit though. Diana, I'm going to LA, bro. I'm about to be out there. Yeah, I flew out there. All faith though, because a lot of these industry niggas, they'll curve you.
What do you think hinders you from being like that household name or up there with the greats? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think it's a timing thing? Like people are just eventually
a lot of things. I think that
It's that time, nigga.
It's a good question. It's multiple things. One, my route's gonna be long, period. Because I'm such a boss and I'm like, it's a lot of weird shit in the game that I'm not dealing with. I'm not gonna deal with a lot of shit that these niggas do. They don't keep their word. They don't do good business. They don't even pay their people, bro. Like, bro, I done paid niggas more. I done made so much money with people. That's why my longevity in this game is crazy. In Atlanta, like 1,000 people could tell you that they done made 1,000 more with me. You know what I mean? From me or with me. I have no problem paying for anything I gotta do in business. And in the industry, these niggas do not want to pay too, and they never on time. Like, don't let me get started on the GOATs telling me I had a meeting at Wednesday at 8 p.m. and I sat there for 2-3 days. Like, yo, I thought you said. And I sat there because I'm trying to get this opportunity. I ain't really say nothing, but it's like, yo, like, I would never do that shit again, nigga. You gonna come here and I'm not gonna be there. But I had to make enough money to talk like that.
Does it
you know
feel
what I
good
mean?
when you get to that point to where you be like, nah, bro, you're not finna.
Yeah, it do. Yeah, it do. Because I started doing that. One of my mentors told me, stop letting them in the meeting. That was a big mistake I was making. There was always those big meetings where I was like, it got awkward, where like we had the talks and it's like, all right, well, I'm like, nah, hey, we got somewhere to be, bro. We gotta, I'm talking about sitting there with fucking Barry Wise or fucking, you know what I mean? I done sat in the room with Kevin Lyles at 300, like, you know what I mean? And the motherfucker asking me, yo, where you from? Nigga, boy, I just answered this shit on 100 interviews, bro. Like, this ain't an interview. Like, you should have already told me, wow, yo, you from the Bronx. So you don't know shit about me. All you know is that TLC got 15 million streams organically on SoundCloud. That's all you care about. All right, so I'm gonna talk to you like that. And I didn't have that. You gotta get those reps first. You know, they might have you in the lobby for an hour. They not even in the back doing shit. You feel me? It's like, dang, why the fuck was I sitting out here reading magazines and shit that I don't even read? Yeah, like playing with you type shit. It's like, but once you get there and the accolades hit up, I just think that my path is gonna take longer because I got a slick mouth, I'm crazy, and a lot of these niggas know I'm a boss. Like when I do shit with Benny, like he got 50 artists. That nigga, I think he could look at me and tell like I can't have this nigga in Griselda. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to them like, yo, sign me. I want work, nigga. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even a nigga to come get a hook from me and just take, like, now these niggas leave me on hooks. I'm on Banks' last 2 projects. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm on Royce's album. Like, he left me on the album to get that Grammy nominated. Like, so now it took a while to get there though. So I just gotta be patient, bro. Keep working my 1-2, because when you stand for something and you got that type of reputation outside and you keep your word, the game don't like that, bro. They want them young, stupid. I'm too wise and I'm too reckless. They don't want to play with niggas that might punch them for real. Not saying I'm going to do that to them. It's just that I might do that to you for real, because real niggas just don't play with solid niggas. We don't, bro. We do good shit. We don't bother nobody. We don't disrespect nobody, family or food. We just, it's a code of men and honor. And this game ain't got that shit in there, bro. It's a lot of the Jewish games that they don't play with us, and now the niggas is on some crab in the barrel shit, so they don't want to give an opportunity or pass a connect. It's like, I don't be like that. So it's gonna be a little longer for me, but I'm cool with that.
Now, I got to touch on this before we get out of here, man. You got a podcast, bro, and you know, y'all in season 2. Like I said, I watched the season 2 episode. Y'all had a really dope guest on there who was talking straight hip hop shit. Tell me about the podcast, man, and then I want to touch on one of the shorts that you got that was really controversial.
Okay.
Yo, so tell me about the podcast. How did it start? You know, y'all are on season 2, you know, and it's been going up, man. So
Yeah,
talk to us
just
about
grinding, bro. We on season 2, man. So we do about 12 episodes per season, and we started, like I said, around spring. But everybody in the city know now, like that was my goal. Like everybody's like, what's the goal? And we get what the big podcast people are getting financially, but the goal for me to start is like, just like back in the days when you outside, like, bro, if I sell ices, I want every nigga from 121st Street to 161st Street to know that they got to come to 148th Street to get an icy. That's the goal where I come from. Once you can eclipse that in the whole city, like, oh, that's the nigga with the ices. So now when you in the city and you talk about the podcast, or if you come from out of town, they go, well, go stop by side shit. That's the first goal. So now that we doing that and they starting to recognize my co-hosts, and just like you walk up and like, yo, okay, I recognize homie from the joint.
Yeah, for sure.
And so those are some of the goals. And then now it's just like, we just moving, bro. Now we trying to take it to the next level. And same thing with the music game. Like when Jay-Z's like rap game, like the crack game, like you kind of treat the hustle the same as you would hustling something legal or illegal. So it's like, that's how we doing it. But what was the real you was saying?
Now I gotta ask. Now I'm gonna start here.
Yeah.
Did you see the reel where he was talking to the girl and he was saying, do men need women and women vice versa, right? And then he asked the girl, and her explanation was it almost made me throw the phone, nigga. I was like, what? And she was basically saying, break it down what she was saying. Break down your question. You asked her, yes, I can admit that I need a woman. But she couldn't admit that. She's like, I want a man, but I don't need a man. And you was like,
yeah, I was telling her how like my pop said to me, like, you know, once a man learns how to provide and protect, like no man could complete himself without a good woman. And I was like, oh, real shit. I was like, we need women. At some point, a man knows that he needs a woman, because the more successful he gets, it's gonna be the type of joints you want around you. She was like, yeah, y'all need us. And she was like, well, we don't need y'all. And so we got to arguing. Yes. That wasn't even no skit.
Right. I can see like this nigga was looking like, hey,
yeah, I just threw the phone on her. And she was like, we don't need y'all, we want y'all. And I just thought that shit was corny. She had a point though. I mean,
she didn't though.
Yeah.
That was my thing. It was like, your point didn't. What was your take on that? What is your take on that?
I mean, I just feel like with some of those topics, they're so polarizing for the internet. But I feel like it's also like, you know, there's a lot of men out here that done some real sucker shit to a lot of women, and I feel like they bear the weight of that. So in those moments, it's like she like, man, yeah,
that's
it's
what
like
she talking about. That's what she responded to.
Yeah, that's what she responded to. It's some like, man, fuck y'all type of energy, because she don't want to sit up there and be like, yeah, we really need y'all, and a good woman needs a good man. You know what I'm saying? I feel that's not even like cool right now. Like, we listen to the music out, let's listen to what we hearing. Like, I feel like the message right now is for women to be independent and run up a bag and finesse us, and you know what I'm saying? So
Hasn't that always been the message though?
nah.
What? You don't. No. You can't pay my bills. Can't pay my telephone bills. Can't pay.
When you listen to the whole album, that's a rare song. That's like, it usually about love and amen. No, but I think a good question for me is like, when it comes to change, right? I saw a conversation where it was like, women, can you change a woman? Can a man change a woman, or can a woman change a man? Like, what's more likely?
I think a man got a woman.
And it's a good conversation when you really think about it.
I don't think nobody could change nobody. I think like I don't even use the word change.
Yeah.
I like the word complete. Like I'm just trying to be solid, but I ain't trying to be perfect for nobody. Like, I just want to complete me. It's like there's a version of me that does treat the women I like a certain way, and I need to get to a version where a woman gets me to do that with just her. So I need to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't think nobody could change me, but help me evolve and complete. Yeah, and can I help a woman do that too? Of course.
I don't think a nigga had his perfect mate and still cheat on him.
I think the psychology.
What was that smile?
A nigga have his perfect mate and still cheat. Niggas ain't shit, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Niggas ain't shit, man.
it's just that's in a nutshell. But it's like we all know the male psychology around that shit. You know what I'm saying? We look at that shit like our fucking hand. We do, and I know no woman wants to hear that. They're never gonna be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. We'll keep doing it. That's never gonna be the outcome.
Well, why do women listen to all the pimp niggas? Like, bro, a lot of women listen to pimp songs.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, how can you listen to the pimp nigga song and not understand niggas?
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna cheat on my shorty when I get with my shorty though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna be one of them niggas that don't cheat though once I settle down though.
Right.
If I want to swing my dick around town, then I think once niggas get to the point where they grow up and they realize like, bro, you really could do whatever you want to do. If you a nigga that want a main joint, because it sounds like a lot of niggas want that main joint. Right. And because when they get tired of hoes, they get frustrated. Now they want to go cuddle with their queen after they done fucked up. But you really could get you one of them girls that's into having threesomes and getting other bitches. But just go get you a girl like that you could talk to and be like, oh, shorty, I like how she looked. And y'all could kind of share them together. I don't know why niggas don't do that.
I mean, bro, this shit is Game of Thrones, bro. Once you get the kingdom, bro, you got the little bastard over here. You got Jon Snow
It's
over
tough.
here.
It's tough.
She gotta respect you.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Everybody gotta do it. Everybody gotta do it.
What you want me to do? I got a dragon.
It's a lot. It's a lot out here.
Right.
I think niggas should just stay single till they ready, man. Stay single till you ready.
Yeah.
Stay single till you ready, bro. Till you can. If you're not ready, bro, because I believe that you can't love nobody unconditionally if you're not being 100 with them, though.
I feel like this shit
that's tough.
just got to get back to the way it was. Like men and women got to be like patient and compassionate with each other. Do this shit. We all know the right way to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But we don't do it.
That nigga funny as hell.
No one's ever taught her to be in a relationship. Though.
Nobody.
They don't teach that at school.
Hey, I got a question. Did you? Yeah, hell yeah, you do.
Yeah.
No, bro, hell yeah, man, dude. Hey, let me ask you this. Did y'all grow up with y'all pops?
I did, yeah.
You did?
I didn't.
You did? Yeah, see, a lot
You
of
like that, right? How the white boy don't got his dad?
That's crazy, bro. He really, you know what I'm saying? He really living like
Bananas.
About time, right?
yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
right. That shit I did.
Sorry,
I was
bro.
like, oh shit.
I love you, man. I love you, man.
Reverse racism. Yeah.
Do white men need therapy?
White men need therapy. Nah, for real. And I got to touch on this before you did, man. You were signed. You put an album out through. And number one, you got like 31 albums, bro. Shout out to you, nigga. I said that boy right there is. But you got one particular album that you got Birdman on there. Cash Money just celebrated, their anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How does it feel to be a part of that legendary label, that you actually got to do some work with it? The album was fire. Like I went back and listened to the whole album. I was like, damn, this shit was pressure, bro.
It was a blessing, man, being around Bird, bro. Like being around somebody that I don't know. I got a real love and respect for a nigga from the street that hustled from nothing to something when nobody believed. If you ever did that, it's something about that shit. Well, I'm just gonna listen to you, like because I get it. I've seen it work. I've seen it not work. I've seen niggas die doing it. I've seen niggas lose everything trying to be that. And Bird is like the epitome of not just the money in the millions of people that he made millionaires, but like the biggest thing I love about Bird, fuck the money. We know he getting that bag. It's like ain't nobody touch Bird. And the best thing I got, like people like, oh well, you had to pay him back almost 400 grand. It's like yeah, but it's like I saw how he moved, and he let me. You know what I mean? And when he showed me that, I was like, I would have paid for that. I would have paid to see how he moved and those conversations that I got with him that I would never disperse with anybody else. Those talks and the way he embraced me and brung me in before I even signed. I flew to New York with him, like talking with him, seeing how quick he leaves. That shit with Bird, to me, I don't know nobody. I never seen nobody get the way he moves and how people think he's slow because of how he be talking. But that nigga knows some shit. Like the way Bird, bro, will disappear on your ass. If he see the wrong thing, he's out of here. And that's kind of how we move when we in the sprinter and shit. How he parked the sprinter, who coming, who the shooters is, who the security nigga is. Like I never seen nothing like that. And when you see the flash and stuff, that's not really who he is. Bird keep his family with him. He not really popping the bottles in public and all that shit. He not gonna be drunk and wait. Nope. He'll give you his Grammy tickets. Y'all go ahead. You know what I'm saying? He'll spend an hour getting everybody together in the lobby, and he'll spend 3 minutes at the venue. You know what I'm saying? I literally lost Bird twice because I didn't know yet. You know what I mean? Like I literally was having a good time. Like I went to a party with him, bro. He gave us the Grammy tickets, right? It was an after party on the rooftop. Everybody was there. There was like models with body paint, butt ass naked. I'm talking about bad bitches everywhere. Every big celebrity nigga was here in LA. Rooftop drink, right? We walk upstairs, we do a red carpet with like the owner of Universal, some dude named Monty, I don't know his name. We take pictures. As he walking up, the person is walking us to the area where they was trying to put Bird. I see niggas I know, so I get out the line a little bit. I'm dapping niggas. Yo, what up, boy? What you doing out here? I turn my head to see where Bird at. I see the back of his bald head leaving. Back of his bald head leaving. So later on that day, I said, Bird, and he did that another time at Money Man show at G5 in Miami. Money Man didn't hit the stage when the time he told Bird he was hitting the stage. And he left. He was like, nigga told me 115, it's 129, and left. And I was like, oh, and I texted him, I said, big homie, I'm not trying to get in your business, but I said, why do you do that? He was like, I don't care about this shit for real. He said, and by the time somebody knows that I'm somewhere, by the time they get there, I'm gone. And I said, but that's the best shit a nigga could ever tell me. And that's why we always dip so fast. Like we might hit 6 spots in one night in 30 minutes because that's how I move now though. You know what I mean? When I get to sprinting, I can't have as many people as because he got the financial to do it with jets and shit, but you could take that. And if you notice, a lot of these niggas getting punched and shot and robbed, and it don't happen to Bird. I'm not saying he unstoppable, right. But it's by the time you get to him, you're gonna have to go through a lot of shit. You're gonna have to go through a lot of shit to touch Bird for real, because he really moving like that. He dead serious. He ain't with all that talking shit. And so being able to see him do what he do this long, and I think that was the blessing out of that loss that I did take financially going over there with Cash Money.
Amen. Yeah. Hey, man, so you gave us a wealth of knowledge. I know we didn't even get it all, brother. You're going to have to spend.
Oh, you got to show it up. Tell
me
about the show.
And Deep Ellum.
Deep Ellum, you got the show before we get out here. Tell me about the show real quick.
Okay. Our show?
Yeah, your show.
Oh, the Sorry Not Sorry show, man, is everywhere. It's on all the platforms, all the podcast platforms, YouTube. My Instagram is Sorry Da Kid, SYARIDAKID. We air every Tuesday, 10 a.m. It's Lord On. It's my co-host. I Lord on Instagram. But just tap in with us, man. We got some big shit coming up. Appreciate y'all having us for sure, bro. Show's coming soon. It's gonna be some big episodes, so y'all just tap in. You know what I mean?
Concert.
Oh yeah, for sure. Got the meet and greet tonight. We out here in Dallas. The concert tomorrow at the Ruins. You know what I'm saying? And after party at PM Lounge. But we going to the Icon Restaurant tonight out here in Dallas. So we're gonna have a good time. Feed the people. Tap in. It's gonna be a vibe. Y'all invited too.
Yeah, we
and if you got a girl at home, don't come. It's gonna be.
I got one. I'm
some ladies. Gonna be some ladies.
And that's why women don't need us, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah, for real. Man, we just want to thank you so much for coming in. Sorry, not sorry, man. You got a wealth of knowledge, bro. Whenever you're in the city, man, come tap in with us, bro.
For sure.
We love to just go all the way through there. We probably have enough time to get everything, but we know, man, you got that shit on you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the best part, brother. Sorry. You are a real life street star.
Hey.
And bro, you could be a real life street star too, but you got to come do your own interview.
All right, bet. Let's get it.